everyone, my name is Miranda, and today I am here to discuss the latest episode of Arrow, which was called Midnight City. Basically, there were two specific things that had me freaking out and just had my mind racing. The first was Laurel Lance's first full episode as the Black Canary, and the second was the major, surprising, oh my freaking gosh ending that happened in the last 30 seconds of the episode. If you're at home right now thinking to yourself, gee Miranda, I don't remember anything shocking or surprising happening at the end of the episode, then you clearly haven't seen the new episode and need to go watch it right now before it's ruined for you, because oh my gosh, if you're like me, you'll literally fall off the couch and just be like gasping like a fish out of water. First off, in the sort of non-spoilery world, we have Laurel Lance as Black Canary. Now in 310, the episode prior, that was her first big introduction as Black Canary, because we saw her kind of towards the end where she's like on the justice she can't run from and then like beat those guys up. Well, everyone, well not everyone, but the majority of the Arrow fandom has had a problem with Laurel Lance being the Black Canary because she took like 5 boxing lessons and all of a sudden is like, I can beat guys up with this stick that my sister trained 5 years to become and be a master at. It was a little unbelievable to think that she was gonna suddenly just become this kick-ass Black Canary and take down the bad guys. And the great thing and surprising thing was that she actually wasn't. She had her stumbles. She almost got killed like 5 times because she's not as good as Sarah. She is impressively good. Like, I have to hand it to her. She can handle herself way better than I could in a fight, but she's no Sarah. She gets choked out by like the same guy like almost 5 times. Still has to save her like every single time. But then thanks to, I think, mostly her conversation with Felicity, she realizes that she doesn't have to be Sarah. She can be the Black Canary, but that doesn't mean she has to be Sarah. So she relies more on Arsenal and Dig, and she kind of takes a backseat to Arsenal, does all the heavy lifting, and then she goes and just kind of gets the guys. So I think as she's building up her strength and getting more comfortable with combat and more able to hold her own, I feel like they're going to use her more in the fight sequence. But as for now, I feel like she'll just fight a couple people and then focus more on saving people, which I'm actually really okay with. I really didn't like Laurel in the first 2 seasons, which, I mean, most people don't because she gets in the way of Felicity. But I'm realizing now that it's not Laurel I hate, it's just the writers that give her such crappy storylines all the time. Like, it's not her fault that Sarah got killed so she could be the Black Canary. That's the writer's bad decision to just get rid of one awesome female character to try and uphold this other one. So I'm not going to take down Laurel anymore. I feel like her arc right now is actually really good, and I am loving her friendship with Felicity. I love that they're not really competing for all of her affections anymore because Laurel really isn't a love interest anymore. I feel like the writers are like, we have no endgame in mind, but then Stephen Amell is like, nah, it's Felicity, guys. Laurel's done. So I'm excited to see where her arc is going to go. I really like it so far. I just hope it can stay well when she finds out that Thea was the one that killed Sarah and she doesn't do anything really stupid thanks to the writers who don't always know how to write female characters in ways that don't make me want to rip my hair out. So we'll definitely see where that goes, but for now I am highly impressed with Laurel Lance, which is a sentence I never ever thought I would utter. Like, oh my gosh, 2012 me would be puking in a bucket right now. So part 2 that had me freaking out is the completely spoilerific ending that I had no freaking clue was coming. Like, did anyone guess this? Because I really didn't. And again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch the episode because man, you're not going to want to be spoiled for this. It's just amazing. Austin Butler's character, whose name, I don't even know what his name is. What is it? Chase. Okay, his name is Chase. I had to look it up. Before this episode, and even during most of the episode, to me, he's just known as the guy who awkwardly made out with Thea one time, is really pompous, and has hair that needs a good washing and cut, and also the guy that got in the way of my ship Chase and Zoe on Zoe 101. So those were the good old Nickelodeon days. And before the end of this episode, that was really his sole function. I hated him because he was in the way of Roy and Thea, and just no one should get in the way of that because you're going down if you do. But now we find out that he is so much more than we thought he was. He is working somehow, I don't know if he's his son or an assassin, but he's working for Ra's al Ghul. It's just like, thank you so much. When I heard that he's a bad guy, that means he's not gonna stick around and get in the way of Roy and Thea. Yeah! So I was really excited because I was like, yes, they're gonna have to kill him now and he's gonna be gone and then Thea can be with Roy. And I was so excited. And then like going back, it makes complete and total sense because I was thinking the whole episode, I was like, who is this boy that he can just walk around the glades when Brick is trying to like take control and murder everyone that looks at him the wrong way. No offense, but before I found this out, I mean, he's a DJ, okay? Like, what is he gonna do? He gets 2 punches in and then he's down for the count, and Murder Sentry is his middle name. But I was like, why is he just walking around at night? This is la-di-la-di-da. That was a little suspicious, and I thought they weren't gonna explain it, but then they did, because he picks up the phone and talks in, like, I don't even know what language Ra's al Ghul talks because I haven't been watching the show from the beginning. He also said it so creepily, he's like, Merlin, it's not leaving Starling City after all, and you're just like, well then, like, I freaked out when he did that, but then I was also excited because, I mean, now Roy and Thea, and if Thea beats him up, I'll just be so excited. Oh my gosh, this is just like Summer Glau's character last season when I thought she was gonna get in the way of Felicity and then she was a bad guy, and I was like, yes, my ship can sail now. Also, I hope Thea isn't stupid, doesn't like invite him into her home and not realize. Like, I'm hoping that the writers actually do good with Thea's whole evolution storyline and not make her an idiot that's just the same but can now fight people. Like, I want her to be stronger, I want her to be smarter, I want her to be wiser. Out of all the storylines, this is the one I'm most worried about because I feel like the writers might just make Thea stupid and weak and show like no growth in her character besides that she can get burned without getting hurt and jumping through a window, which we found out does not run in the Queen family. So she must have got the ease of jumping out a window from the Merlin side of her family, not the Queen side. So there you have it. Those are the biggest developments in Arrow that had me freaking out. Obviously there was so much more stuff, but oddly enough, Felicity's storyline in the episode was one of my least favorite because it has to do with Ray, and I'm just so over Ray Palmer, aka the stalker to end all stalkers. And I loved when Felicity was like, I'm not gonna help you, but then she retracted and it was like, okay, now I'll help you, and I'm just like, someone is testing me right now. Black Canary, and of course the whole thing with Chase was the stuff that really had me going like, oh, I can't believe it. So if you've watched the new episode, tell me what you thought of all the developments, tell me what you thought of Chase's whole thing, if you saw it coming, because I did not at all. I'll be straight up honest with you, but now I'm so excited about Roy and Thea. They can be together, yay! Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next week when Oliver Queen is back in Starling City, yay! Bye!